brand owned by Inditex, a pioneer among fast fashion companies who essentially imitate the latest fashions and speed their cheaper versions into stores. Zara manufactures 840 million garments a year, which are quickly moved to their 2,100 stores in 88 countries. You can see these styles on celebrities like Kate Middleton, Cara Delevingne, and Olivia Palermo. Zara is claiming in recent years that they are sustainable, but we are here to prove to you that it is false by focusing on their triple bottom line.
Hey y'all, welcome back to class. Today we are going to focus on our final exam review, particularly with Zara and their triple bottom line. So we're going to start by reviewing their target market. So can someone tell me about their target market? Melissa?
Well, Zara's target market is young, price-conscious individuals that are highly sensitive to the latest fashion trends, and they have an advantage over traditional retailers because they don't define their target market by segmenting ages and lifestyles. Therefore, that gives them a very broad market.
Very good, Melissa. Now, can someone tell me about Zara and their environmental impact? Casey?
Let me reference my notes. Zara launched their first sustainable line in 2016 called Join Life. According to fashionista.com, these pieces are made from organic cotton, recycled wood, and tencel. Tencel is another name for lyocell, which is a fiber made from wood, cellulose, sourced from certified socially and environmentally responsible forests. According to the same article, a garment earns the Joy label if it meets a series of qualifications. The primary fabric must be better cotton, initiative approved cotton, lensing modal, organic cotton, tencel, recycled cotton, or recycled polyester and recycled polyamide. It must be manufactured with one of Inditex's green to wear technologies, which includes water recycling, and factories that wet process that primary fabric, meaning treat it with chemicals, must earn a grade A or B in Inditex's environmental sustainability standard.
Well, Casey, since Zara is manufacturing 840 million garments a year and moving them extremely quickly into stores, this is causing a huge negative impact in our environment. Investigators have visited Zara's manufacturing sites in China, Bangladesh, and Vietnam and have found extremely detrimental environmental impacts, including water pollution, untreated contaminated waste, and air pollution. Despite the brand's sustainable line, they have started using viscose in their clothing, which is an alternative to cotton and polyester. Making viscose is extremely chemical heavy and contains substances that have been linked to heart disease, severe birth defects, skin conditions, and cancer.
Very good, Hannah and Casey. That was awesome. Very thorough. Now, can someone tell me about Zara's social impacts? Melissa?
Zara is a part of the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, which works to reduce environmental and social impacts on the fashion industry. The Sustainable Apparel Coalition works to reduce energy usage during manufacturing and in stores. Zara relies very heavily on their factory employees because they are churning out merchandise at an extremely fast rate.
However, according to our research, there is nothing very positive to say about Zara's social sustainability claims. Zara has been under fire for their lack of social responsibility because they have been caught using slave-like labor, forcing their factory employees to work 16-hour shifts with minimal to no pay. An article was just released from People magazine stating that Zara employees have been working without the equivalent of 3 months' pay. Workers have begun sewing messages into tags that state, "I made this item you were going to buy, but I didn't get paid for it."
That's actually so sad, completely heartbreaking and devastating. Now we're going to chat a little about Zara and their financial impact. Hannah?
With millions of garments being produced a year, Zara is worth $11.3 billion according to Forbes. Zara has been able to make a huge profit as well as keep their production costs incredibly low by hiring extremely cheap labor and not paying a fair livable wage to their workers. Workers have not been paid for months according to breaking news. These employees work for as little to 7 to 12 US cents per garment sewn, and according to the 2017 Australian Fashion Report, Inditex only pays 1 to 25% of its trace facilities a living wage. These workers are not able to afford basic human needs and are forced to make life-altering sacrifices.
This has been a great review. From what we have realized and learned, Zara is far from being sustainable, even though they claim to be by creating their first sustainable line, being a part of the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, trying to become eco-friendly by reducing the amount of electricity and greenhouse gas used in their factories and stores, and lastly by pulling out of the DACA Annual Summit, which sends a huge message that human rights violations and poor working conditions will not be accepted. They are still not sustainable. Our research in class and our studies have shown that people's lives are in jeopardy. Factories are subjecting their workers to horrible conditions and nearly zero pay for months. The fast fashion trend is an epidemic that is extremely detrimental to many people's lives. Our research and graphs indicate that majority of people that took our initial survey are not sustainable. Sustainability is a practice that needs to be taught more frequently to people besides fashion majors, because chances are someone's life is worse off because of the shirt on your back.